So at ETF, we focus on what we call sustainability through innovation. So we focus on European companies that have revenue and great growth prospects that also make a positive difference.
It's a pleasure to be with the LaToken family, broadly distributed around the world, all these wonderful entrepreneurs and great investors. Thank you for making it possible. Bloomberg Capital is a classic early stage venture capital fund. We're based in San Francisco. We have teammates also in New York, Miami, and an office in Tel Aviv. And so we're very open-minded about where entrepreneurs start, and we try and help them launch into the major early adopter markets of North America, Europe, and increasingly Japan and Asia. Our focus is on B2B businesses, business to business, SaaS model companies, so mostly software. Most of the thesis has been about artificial intelligence combining algorithms combining with big data sources and traversing the internet and other modes of distribution to reach much, much larger audiences. Whereas in the past, AI and big data were the realms only of, and the cost factors only worked for governments and large corporations. Today we see the technology becoming much more easy to use, lower cost, available, and so it can be also very successful for startups, mid-sized companies, and individuals. So that's sort of our thesis. We like to lead seed and A rounds from a few $100,000 investment up to say 6 million on the first check, and we can go up to 15 million over time.
Thanks for having me again, in fact, because I was here already in April or May, I think, together with Sunny, talking about COVID and the crisis and what's going on. Still, a lot is going on. I feel with blockchain, we are busy as never before. Actually, a very simple and straightforward use case that is digital cash. So we want to do payments and we want to do that good. I think actually we are in a very, very good way. So we have been focused on the user mass adoption side of crypto payments on the one side, and on the other side on merchant adoption, because of course it's always a chicken and an egg problem. You know, if you don't have merchants accepting cryptocurrencies, you cannot spend it, and if you don't have customers spending it, you most likely will not get merchants. So this is where I'm very much focused on. I'm from Dash Next. So Dash is a completely decentralized organization. In fact, we are the first decentralized autonomous organization, DAO, in the world since 2014. So
interesting thing is that this crisis, and not the medical crisis, although that has a role, it's really been the governmental reaction all around the world at various times and in waves that has caused the acceleration of the virtual, of the digital. This is actually an accelerant. It is a great time to be an entrepreneur. It's a great time to be heads down, focus on product development. If you can't sell so much, you can build. And then when you come out, as we are starting to come out in the recovery moment, it is your time to shine. Basically, we've done everything virtual. We've made 2 investments completely virtually now, and we've done 4 since the crisis began. So we continue to invest apace, and we think it's a great opportunity. Remember that 50% of the Fortune 500 companies were started in downturns or recessions.
We have been making a number of investments in the area. Actually, since lockdown, we've even made 1 or 2. We invested in a company called Urbance in Belgium that does last mile delivery software. Fantastic business, right? We actually just announced our first deal in Greece, a company called DeepSea, which does artificial intelligence for making shipping far more efficient. For entrepreneurs, it's more difficult to expand, and we take people carefully country by country. But that said, there's just phenomenal opportunity now. And I think someone mentioned the impact of government. And I think this will be profound now in a kind of post-COVID era.
Yeah, for me, being in Asia is mind-blowing. You know, what I always used to say is that there's different internets. In fact, you know, there's such a huge gap from the stuff we know. I remember, like, when I was the first time in Beijing, you come out of the plane and suddenly Google doesn't work. So, you know, what you're going to do is, like, I fall on the floor, start crying for my mom, so, because I'm so helpless, you know. So you really have to be prepared, and, you know, it's a different world. And I'm always blown away by how fast things are moving here. But I mean, right now the times are tough, so investments, you know, it's not what it used to be in 2017, where everybody's throwing money at you for mentioning the word blockchain or artificial intelligence. And I'm actually very happy about that, because at the end of the day, investments are not a donation, but they are investments into business, up with the business model. If you want investments, and think about what can you provide, what value proposition can you have, and how are you able to execute your idea, and that comes often down to good old boring Excel spreadsheets, even though you do tokens. So, we helped a lot of projects with token economics and help them answering what you have. It's super beautiful, and it's like a radical new concept that you're able to.
Example, I have another company that I am incubating and helping them. They actually are focusing on, I think, a very good area that I myself have pain points in, which is writing this travel arrangement so we can have peace of mind, knowing that when we do fly, it's going to be a different type of insurance that we all may want. I for sure will want that. Having a family, I want to make sure I'm protected, and kind of how that looks like. However, they did say anything with the word travel is like, no one's through. So the investors understand. So focus on the other aspects that, we all care about right now, and kind of like what the market and the media is saying. I don't think anyone should, conform to what they believe in. Market that can guide you. Like for myself, I had a lot of friends in Wuhan in December. So when I flew in January,
or events during lockdown, which people moving faster. It's about things moving intelligently to people.
I couldn't agree more. Felix, I see you shaking your head. Anything else to add to that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to mention two things. First of all, for me, it's right now the time where, especially for the travel industry, where you don't sell travel, so maybe it's a time to focus on how you can upgrade your tech stack and how you could implement other payment solutions. In fact, I just saw from one of our partners that
business mostly, our companies frankly didn't suffer very much. Maybe in the enterprise they slowed down, they couldn't make as much sales, or people aren't doing the lunches and cocktails and all the conferences, but they adapted. Now the fintech companies really jumped to the fore because demand for credit really spiked. Many people pulled back from credit. Our companies, I'll name a few: Lendio, Fundbox, Catapult, Credirax is in the payments business, e-commerce